Hi, today we are going to talk about the introduction about the physics or our subject physics. So, science is the study of nature's rules because first we have to know that physics is part of science. And what is science? So we can control Earth's motion, but we have learned the rules by which it moves. The study of nature's rules is what this book is about. Understanding these rules adds richness to the way we see our world. So the more how we understand how things are being done or how our world is doing, so the more the richness that we understand our world. So the basic science, the physics, is about the nature of basic things such as motion, forces, energy, matter, heat, sound, light, and the composition of atoms. So usually in physics, we talk a lot about the motion, the forces, the energy, the matter, heat, sound, light, and the composition of atoms. So the study of science branches into the study of living things and non-living things. So we know that science talks a lot about the natural world, talks about life. So but science can be branched out into two branches. We have the things for living and the things for non-living. The life sciences include the biology, which is the study of life, zoology, study of animals, and botany, the study of plants. So these are the things that under in the living things branch. And then for the non-living things, we have the physical science, include the geology, astronomy, chemistry, and physics. So we can understand other sciences much better if we first understand the physics. Physics is the most basic of all the sciences. Chemistry is about how matter is put together, and biology is still more complex and involves matter that is alive. When scientific findings in nature are expressed mathematically, they are easier to verify or to disprove by experiment, because we know for a fact that when we are doing experiment, dapat there should be observation, there is an educated na hypothesis or nag-expect ka na sa outcome. So dapat there should be also tangible things that we like to measure or we like to see before an experiment happens. So ang ginatawag na mathematics, we know nga mathematics involves digits, involves numbers, involves equations. So it is an easier way of verifying to disapprove or approve an experiment, such as statistics. So we have the scientific method. Scientific methods generally include some, if not all, of the following. 1. Recognize a problem. So make an educated guess, or this is your hypothesis about the answer. Meaning you have an educated guess about what the experiment will be or what will come out from that experiment. Predict the consequences of the hypothesis. Perform experiments to test the prediction, and formulate the simplest general rule that organizes the main ingredients, the hypothesis, prediction, and the experimental outcome. So this is what your scientific method is all about. So scientific methods are extremely effective in gaining, organizing, and applying new knowledge. So this is how science came to life and how science evolved step by step. It's through the scientific methods. The scientific method is often credited to the Italian physicist Galileo Galilei and the English philosopher Francis Bacon. So sila ni kumbaga pioneers of the so-called scientific method. Although the scientific method is popular, it is not the universal key to discoveries and advances in science. Trial and error, experimentation without guessing, and accidental discovery account for much of the progress in science. The success of science has more to do with an attitude of inquiry, experimentation, humility, than with a particular method. So the scientific attitude, what should be the attitude when it comes to scientific methods or scientific ways? If a scientist finds evidence that contradicts a hypothesis, law, or principle, then the hypothesis, law, or principle must be changed or abandoned. So scientific theory is a synthesis of a large body of information that encompasses well-tested, verified hypotheses about certain aspects of the natural world. So this is where the research comes, ang mga survey nato nagka-come because of the scientific theory. We have to gather many information about the said topic that we want to study, and then we will make an educated guess, which is our hypothesis, and then on the experiment, during the experimentation, it will be tested if our scientific guess or our educated guess is acceptable or not acceptable, or is it true or not. If there is a probability that is correct and probability that is not correct. So the theories of science evolve as they go through the stages of redefinition and refinement. The refinement of theories is a strength of science and not weaknesses. The more that the theory is being refined, the more that it is being studied, the more that it has strength because it is proven and it is not a weakness when it is being refined. More important than defending beliefs is improving upon them. Better hypotheses are made by those who are honest in the face of experimental evidence. So the more that you are being honest in the experimental evidence, the better ang hypothesis nimo that it will be proven or not. So to determine whether a hypothesis is scientific or not, look to see if there is a test for proving it wrong. So dapat, ang hypothesis na nimo is not just proving it right, but there should be a study also on proving it wrong. Scientific hypothesis must be testable, so it must be achievable. It is more important that there be a way of proving it wrong than there be a way of proving it correct. If there is no test for its possible wrongness, then it is not scientific. Dapat ang ara man, pangitaan man wrongness about that scientific study. So, here is an example of hypothesis that is scientific. No material object can travel faster than light. Even if it were supported by 1,000 other experiments, this hypothesis could be proven wrong by a single experiment. So far, we find it true. There is no such thing that travel faster than the light. Biskan sound, no? Mas dasip ang light. Yeah. So, talking about science, technology, and society. Science is a method of answering theoretical questions. Technology is a method of solving the practical problems. So science has to do with discovering facts, relationship between observable phenomena in nature, and with establishing theories that organize and make sense of these facts and relationship. Technology has to do with tools, techniques, and procedure for putting the finds of science to use. Meaning science is more on theory, discovering facts, discovering information. And when we do science, we do that technology because it is the technology that is more on the practical side. Science and technology make up a larger part of our everyday lives than ever before because di na-discover ang mga phones, di na-discover ang technology, di na-discover ang mga instant ng mga gadgets today is because of the science and technology and the research. So the scientific way of thinking becomes vital to society as new facts are discovered and new ideas for caring for the planet are needed. So, the more na nag-evolve ang tao, the more nag-complex ang life, the more dapat nag-evolve ang research natin and science. So, what is the difference between science and technology again? Science is mostly concerned with discovering and recording natural phenomena. So, kung i-impon pagod natin ng arts, concerned with the value of human, and religion is source, purpose, and meaning of everything. Okay.